Luciferianism, an introduction. Satanism is the rational focus on the self-relation to the life here and now. This philosophy is based on carnal fulfillment with consideration for the preservation of self. Magic is practiced as a type of ideological empowerment in psychodrama. Firstly, Luciferianism is a modern term for the ideological, philosophical, and magical attainment of applicable knowledge and inner power. The type of knowledge sought is through study, initiation, and the continual struggle for self-improvement through a spiritual rebellion against the social concept of God and religion. Luciferianism is different from medieval magic and witchcraft, as the Luciferian approaches the art as a psychological subconscious and conscious foundation. The theory of ritual magic is that the Luciferian understands the gods, spirits, and demons are the archetypal creation of humanity. Their subconscious feeds the type of energy in which these beings exist through. Luciferians thus seek experience in the darkness within to gain knowledge, wisdom, and power. Luciferianism is thus the ultimate spirituality, as it focuses on the growth and expansion of the individual in a rational sense here and now, with a broad range of spiritual exploration as well. Maskim Hul, Babylonian Magic. Luciferianism is rooted in numerous magical traditions which express some specific aspect of the adversary. The adversary is perceived as being the light bringer and empowering spirit which the individual models their initiation on. The mind is trained to think as a god or goddess, thus liberating the self from restrictive spirituality. The avenues of initiation within Luciferianism are as varied as its initiates. Lucifer is merely a symbol for a deeper and more enriching, diverse energy surrounding the order, thus allowing a transcultural embrace of darkness and light contained within. Luciferianism encourages a strict adherence towards self-determined goals of the initiate as well as a discipline of magical practice. The process of initiation is central to adversarial light, known as Luciferian magic. Alchemical changes within the mind and soul of the initiate, thus a state of continual self-improvement and transformation. Adversarial light, magic of the Nephilim. Luciferianism, the ideology of gods. Luciferianism is the ideological, philosophical, and magical attainment of knowledge and inner power via the left-hand path. The type of knowledge sought is firstly that of self, strengths, weaknesses, and all that which makes us truly individual. Initiation or the revealing of knowledge is through study, practicing adversarial magic / sorcery, and the continual struggle for self-improvement through spiritual rebellion. The left-hand path for Luciferians is not a specific doctrine, yet clearly an aspect of who we are. Luciferians are against the social concept of God and religion as both its collective, sheep-herding doctrines which suppress knowledge, reward weakness and apathy, and place unrealistic expectations on the individual for a future reward which does not exist. Luciferians do not accept the dualistic concept of good and evil. We hold the opinion that, like in nature, darkness empowers light, and light establishes growth and renewal. Luciferians do not believe in an afterlife in the way that Judeo-Christians do. This does not insinuate that Luciferians don't believe in the possibility or existence of an afterlife. There's just no need to believe that the Judeo-Christian absolutes such as blissful paradise or some horrid place of punishment where terrible demons continue to torture those who do not recognize the executed criminal turned savior and his perceived father. In short, you'll be hard-pressed to find a Luciferian who believes in the devil and in hell. While it was the rage in a time of the masses having no literary skills, little science, and overbearing masters, in our modern age of possibility, that wonderful light is being shined in areas that the early Christians would surely burn us for now. Lucifer is pre-Christian. I have found the most adaptable to Luciferianism in its true sense are actually biblical scholars and highly intelligent Christian students. Such an odd consideration at first. Many of these young people have the questions which have not been muzzled yet by life, and still adapt to different paradigms based on knowledge. Many are able to then adapt well to magic once they understand that it comes from within and the directed will. This change is not them discovering literal Lucifer, yet finding the elements which fed his modern manifestation and essence revealed. The Judeo Christian concept of Satan is not necessarily a symbol or culture Luciferians utilize as a representation of the ideology. Considering that Lucifer is a common Latin Judeo Christian epithet for Satan, how is this possible? Lucifer, bringer of light, is a term describing the morning and evening stars, Eosphorus and Hesperos. The Greek Artemis, associated with Hecate, who is a variation of the goddess Ishtar and Inanna, is the morning star of Venus. Artemis is shown often holding a torch, as is Hecate, who are the bringers of illumination and equally those who bring night. Clearly understood, these gods and goddesses are not evil, yet balanced in their roles. Like humans, they are capable of both beneficial and malefic acts. One of the origins of the myth of Lucifer as a form of the adversary is found in the Ugaritic Knight myths of Baal and Ashtar. In Hurrian mythology, Ashtar is represented as Venus, the morning star, one of the precursors to the later Enoch myths of the Watchers. Ashtar the rebel is the morning star who is likened to the later kings of both Babylon and Tyre, ascending in a rebellious fashion against the perceived natural order. This is one point in which the adversary or rebel represents the lively and willful mind which utilizes the laws of nature to ascend. In an astral sense, Venus, the morning star, is the illuminated psyche which thinks and is bright first, which inspires a jealous sun to then rise up and attempt to remove and blot the light of the shining one. Ashtar the rebel went up to the reaches of Zaphon. He sits enthroned on the throne of Alien Baal, Cosmic Mountain, Clifford. Ashtar, who is associated with Saru and Salamu, being the morning star and evening star, light and night bringer, which is parallel with the myth of Anat defying Tanu or Leviathan. In the land of Mun, the dragon swished the sea. His double tongue licked the heavens. His twin tails churned up the sea. She fixed the unmuzzled dragon. She bounded to the heights of Lebanon. PRU, Cosmic Mountain. Yam, or Judge Nathar, the Lotan Leton of the seven-headed dragon of the oceanic abyss, is the adversary who represents the subconscious mind, the psyche unbound and unwilling to adhere to perceived order. The necessary function of the adversary is the vitality we call life, very friction against the opposite, which inspires evolution to a greater state of being. The world is shaped by the will-directed mind. Luciferians consider magic to be a process of continual self-improvement, strengthening consciousness, and obtaining knowledge via a self-chosen path of initiation. Rituals are small markers of this process, for they represent road signs which assist the adept on their own path of spiritual and physical insight. Luciferians consider that a balance and interaction of the spiritual with the physical leads to the wisdom of experience, ultimately power. Through pushing these boundaries, the Luciferian can ascend as gods themselves. The theory of ritual magic is that the Luciferian understands the gods, spirits, and demons are the archetypal creation of humanity, that our subconscious feeds the type of energy in which these beings exist through. Luciferianism is thus the ultimate spirituality, as it focuses on the growth and expansion of the individual in a rational sense here and now, with a broad range of spiritual exploration as well. Luciferians find the symbolism of demonic gods or deific masks as representations of either a power or phenomena in nature and within the mind. It is the bridge between both, the initiation which unlocks the wisdom of darkness. Luciferians consider the black flame or Melibu, the power of gods and demons, to be the essence of divine consciousness. This is visualized within via meditations and in dream workings or astral projection. The black flame is the inner fire of the mind given to humanity by the Watchers or fallen angels. In ancient Mesopotamia, Melibu is the divine gift first held by Tiamat, the goddess of darkness. See Maskimhul, Babylonian Magic by Michael W. Ford. The Hellenic ruler cult is one great-grandfather of the ideological Luciferian Foundation, albeit taken to an individual level, where each individual cultivates a demon or genius, which is the esteemed possibility of self-excellence. This demon is the true will, higher self, or holy guardian angel, which is not some complicated outside deity. The demon is the continual spiritual possibility of what we wish to be. The demon is made strong by seeking to perform your will and continually evolved, call in session, in the manner in which you have determined. The demon is formulated by a careful balance of understanding the darkness, base desires, lust, and motivational desires, and how it fuels and inspires the light, conscious self-excellence, discipline, and achievement without regret. In the darkness, we find our strength. It is the survival instinct, the predator, which is symbolized often as demonic or therionic. This is our foundation and must be explored and reveled in. Never deny your primordial therionic nature. Darkness is equally as beautiful as light. The light is the willed conscious mind directing our deep desires towards creative goals. Luciferians think before speaking or acting. The Luciferian code is simple in summary. You may act selfishly, all humans do, no matter their religion or image, as long as you do not impact another negatively. Luciferians create and destroy. Harming others is only an option in self-defense or when reasonable. If a soldier in the military, then you act in accordance with the government's laws and social contract. Thus, Luciferians do not accept sin as it is Christian and self-defeating. If you make a mistake, think of what led you there and consciously make sure this cannot happen again. Luciferians will not hurt animals or children, as this destroys the balance in nature and hinders another from ascending from the Christian death cult. The adversarial ideology is the approach that no matter what your belief in the existence of spirits, you must think that as if they have no connection with you. You must view yourself as being only accountable for yourself. No god or spirit will give you anything which you do not earn yourself or set in motion to achieve. Submission to a perceived higher power is degrading, and even if you were raised to believe in spiritual worlds, even experience them, the approach is that all powers must take shape within. Invocations and experiences with ritual magic must be performed with a sincere purpose. Your workings, which will prepare your self-evolution, will begin towards challenging your beliefs and perception.